For all of you wondering why I wasn't on the British Fist War review last night, well, quite frankly, I fell asleep halfway through the show because the show was boring as fuck. So what I thought I would do is, instead of giving an opinion that I couldn't give on the British Fist review, I thought I'd watch the stuff that I missed and give my overall thoughts on the show on my channel. There, that's done and dusted. Let's get on with this. One of the big questions I had going into this show was, could a hot crowd make up for the fact that WWE barely ever seemed to bring their A game to the UK? Not really, in my opinion. WWE had a very, very limited roster for this Raw due to live events. We didn't see people like Sheamus, Randy Orton, Big Show, and that meant, you guessed it, loads of filler, loads of recaps, and loads of stuff we didn't care about. I'm going to cover all the stuff that I quite frankly didn't give a shit about in the next segment. Please give me your thoughts on Raw down in the comments section below, please. Quite frankly, I really didn't care about the R-Truth-Cesaro match. Not only was it very short, but R-Truth beat Cesaro, and I'm just looking at this thinking, you know, these two guys are both barely in the mid-card. R-Truth is basically back to his What's Up gimmick, which was where he was 3 years ago, and he didn't get anywhere with that gimmick. And now Cesaro is yodeling, and he's lost the US Championship. I just have no reason to care about either of these two guys right now. They have two matches to continue on the tag team feud they've been doing between the Rose Scholars and the Tons of Fun. Rose Clay versus Sandow, which Sandow won, and Cody Rose versus Sweet Tea, which Sweet Tea won. Why does Sweet Tea's nameplate still say Tensai? You know, I really don't care about this feud. I think it's a waste of Damien Sandow and Cody Rose, in all honesty, really. Big E Langston squashed Zack Ryder. Well, I like Big E Langston, but again, I couldn't really care about this match, unfortunately. On NXT, yes. On Raw, no. Divas no longer initiate Battle Royal. Was there 5 Divas in this one? Oh, surprise, surprise, AJ Lee wins, and I didn't care about the Divas division for the 3rd fucking year in a row. Now let's go on to some of the stuff I actually did care about, or that actually kind of meant something. I will say this, we got off to a good start with this week's Raw. We opened up straight off with Paul Heyman, talking about the Triple H Brock Lesnar match and how Triple H isn't going to be there, and how he's going to be giving his answer next week. This sets up Triple H's surprise appearance. Talk about long entrances. Triple H took a while. He must have knew that there was going to be a lot of filler on this show to come out that strongly. And Triple H basically accepts Brock Lesnar's challenge for a match at Extreme Rules, and Triple H pedigrees Paul Heyman. End of segment, standard opener. Ziggler versus Jericho, with the added stipulation of if Ziggler loses or if Jericho wins, it will be a fatal four-way at the pay-per-view, even though we know Jericho and Fandango are in a feud, so what is the point? You know, Ziggler and Jericho, we know these guys can have great matches, we know the match is going to be good, but we've seen it too many times, and it's another issue with WWE, repeated damn matches. You know, after about the 5th, 6th time these guys have faced off, it gets stale. It really does. So I really didn't care about this match at all. What I did care about was when Fandango's music hit and Jericho, and it distracted Jericho to allow Dolph Ziggler to get the victory. So hell, Dolph Ziggler has got another victory over Chris Jericho. They continued the Fandango and Jericho feud on. And like I said in the video that I put out just the other day, I really didn't care about the match. What I cared more about was what actually happened afterwards the match, which is the storyline advancement. You notice this time last year, we didn't really see Undertaker. We didn't really see Triple H. Well, if you notice now this year, we've been seeing them a lot more on TV. And you know why this is? You know why WWE is bringing Undertaker and bringing Triple H? It's because CM Punk is going to be gone and they're worried about the ratings. They're worried that they don't have any star power to make up for the fact that CM Punk isn't going to be there. Why is that? Because they haven't made any new stars. And you know, that means they have to bring in these old guys in. And we have to see Triple H and Brock Lesnar for the 3rd time. And I like seeing Taker, I will say that. But it just bugs me that that guys like Triple H and Undertaker have to now be on TV because they haven't made any new stars to put on the TV show that people can actually care about. That's all I'll say. Then we get to the Shield and versus Team Hell No and Undertaker match, which I was actually quite looking forward to. Undertaker in a match on Raw for the first time in 3 years. They actually hyped up to this quite well. Honestly, I thought this was going to be the main event the way they hyped it up. They had Shield arriving on a helicopter and a Land Rover, which I thought was kind of cool. You had a Shield backstage promo, you had Shield attacking Hell No backstage segment. So they built up to this match pretty well, and you know, it was a pretty decent match. I mean, he started off with the Shield teaming on Undertaker only for Team Hell No to clear the ring, and then you got to the match itself. It got a lot of time. The Shield got a big win here, which is good for the Shield. Now, hopefully, with this win and the fact they're undefeated, they can now go on to and feud with Team Hell No for the tag titles. This match was essentially filler and essentially a way of getting from point A to point B in this storyline. So onto the tag team championships now. for the Shield, and that's a good thing because, let's face it, the Shield is kind of getting a bit stale, just attacking people and attacking this, and they've gone through every single big babyface they can go through in a matter of months. So what else is there for them to do apart from maybe go after their tag titles? That's the only real fresh thing they can do right now. One of the better segments of the night was the segment involving Fandango, William Regal and Chris Jericho. And why is that? Well, it's very simple. I care about Fandango, I care about William Regal, and I care about Chris frickin' Jericho. Therefore, I care about all three characters involved, so I care about this segment. Number one, this match didn't go very long, but we never expected to. Regal was going to be job fodder for Fandango, and that's the way it should go. The crowd were Fandango in. Brilliant. That's good stuff. A lot of people saying they should turn him face. I know NJ has said this, but I don't think they can turn Fandango face. I know he's getting some good reactions now, but are these reactions going to continue? Maybe they continue in the future, they should turn him face, but right now, in my opinion, you cannot have a character like that being face. That's just what I think. You have Fandango winning, getting on the stage, Jericho attacks Fandango from behind, and then dances with his new dancing partner, which I believe is Summer Rae from NXT. So I felt this was a good segment. I mean, it fits in with the dancing gimmick and the fact Jericho is on Dancing with the Stars, and it, continued this feud. And I'm looking forward to a rematch between these two. I really am. And then we get to the main event segment, Foley confronting Ryback, which I think summed up so much as to what pisses me off about the WWE. This segment wasn't bad. The mic work from Foley was typically good. Ryback, did a decent job on the mic, even though he's obviously not going to be brilliant on the mic. But when I was watching this segment, I just was saying to myself, why have WWE made this guy heel? Why is it that John Cena has to be this big baby face and the other guy who has to be heel? Were they too scared that Ryback was going to be more over than John Cena, their top guy? I just can't believe that after what they did and after everything they've gone through with the Ryback character, they turned him heel. I mean, how much of a cop-out is that? Well, he's not doing much right now. Let's turn him heel. It was like the same with CM Punk. Well, the CM Punk's not doing well as a face. Let's turn him heel. Just, why have they turned Ryback heel? I don't get it. And you have Cena come out to separate Foley and Ryback after their little confrontation. He got booed, by the way, which is no surprise. And then you have the Shield come out to beat on Ryback, only for John Cena single-handedly to beat them all up with a chair. So after that massive win the Shield have just had, now they're made into Cena's bitches. Does this reminisce any story of WWE for the past fucking 10 years? Just saying. So we end the show. This is the worst bit. We end the show with John Cena AAing Ryback. Now, you try and get Ryback over as his monster heel. So why is he looking at the chair and then Cena AAing him when you're supposed to get this guy over as a monster heel? Surely monster heels are supposed to be dominant, like Mark Henry. I just don't get this booking. I really don't. And to me, the main event segment just was trash. And I couldn't get into it. It's just, this main event segment just sucked to me, that's all I'll say. Now on to some overall thoughts. The fact that I fell asleep halfway through the show should tell you pretty much all you needed to know about Raw. It's another Raw. I mean, this 3-hour format is killing Raw for me right now. From 1 till 4 in the morning, it's very hard to keep awake, and it's very hard to keep alert while watching a 3-hour Raw. And even if a Raw is good, it still feels bad because it's 3 fucking hours, and, this Raw itself, there was some good segments here and some good segments there, but if it was a 2-hour show, I maybe would have given it a pass. But the fact that it's a 3-hour show and you've got to put more stuff in there, and there was way more filler than any damn average show because of what happened with the live events and some of the talent not being able to get there, etc. This Raw just so boring. It lacked entertainment. And what is it with WWE never ever bringing their A game to Raw? I mean, they brought some star power in and everything, like the Foleys, the Triple H's, Paul Heyman. They brought in other people like that. But the show again just fell flat. And it's because of this damn 3-hour format that is killing my interest in Raw right now, and it's really making me consider whether or not I actually want to fucking review this show anymore. So give me your thoughts on this show down in the comment section below, and some of the segments we saw. Thank you very much for watching this video. Goodbye.